What is up, dudes? I'm back in the garage. I'm taking a break from raising my tiny humans, and I got to do a little bit of routine maintenance on the STI, as well as I'm probably going to throw on the summer tires, because the winter tires, it's like, I don't know, 60 out today. It looks like it's going to be pretty warm for the next couple weeks. I'm hoping that winter is done, and I'm tired of hearing the rubber screaming and crying as it shreds itself in this warm weather. We're also going to talk about a topic that I get all the time. Every time I make an oil change video or some sort of maintenance video or modding video, people always ask me, why are you doing that? Aren't you voiding your warranty? I'm going to clear up some warranty confusion and hopefully help you guys be a little bit more confident in doing some of this stuff to yourself, to your car. Let's do it. Alrighty, under the STI we are. As most people are familiar with, it's got this stupid under tray that the new Foresters and I guess the FA motor WRXs does not have. This is annoying to take off. It looks like I have the Fumoto drain valve, remember? It looks like this actually would be okay to drain into my little thing without making too much of a mess. And I've heard people say that this is actually a service port for the oil filter, and it looks like it's just barely big enough to get through that hole. So I think I might actually try this, pull this off and see what happens. So I did get this access panel removed, but as you can see, not even remotely in the right spot. Oil filter, I don't know if you guys can see that, is like over here, not over here. So this panel is basically useless to me. I don't know what its access point is for, but you can in fact open it. There's just nothing there to do anything with. So I'm gonna put this back and I gotta remove this whole cover. Alrighty, cover. So as you can see, that access panel got us like in this area. Filter's back here. So I don't really know what that access panel's for. I don't really see much. Oh, maybe this. Is this a drain plug for the radiator? No, that's that. I don't know. I don't get it. All right, oil's draining. By the way, I did take the cap off the top to kind of release the vacuum, the suction that's going on up there. So this will drain. Let's talk quickly about warranty issues. Alrighty, so every time I do an oil change video or some sort of maintenance video on this vehicle or the Forester, I always get somebody in the comment who either asks and says, hey, don't you doing the maintenance yourself, doesn't that void your warranty? Or some mean comment that just says, hey, you're an idiot, you're voiding your warranty. I just want to clear up a little bit of confusion that people might have. Keep in mind that my perspective is from my understanding of the law and the law here in the United States. I don't know how it varies outside of this country. You guys may be right, but here in the United States, this is kind of what's accepted practice. So your warranty is kind of an interesting thing. It is not an on-off switch. You can't just void the entire warranty by doing one thing. Maybe there's something that you can do out there that cut your car in half or something that the auto manufacturer would go, nope, no longer our car. We are not going to cover any of its parts. But for the most part, your car itself is made up of many systems, right? There's a lot of components in a vehicle. Suspension, drivetrain, interior, electronics, all that. Everything is its own kind of unique, maybe somewhat intertwined, but there's a lot of unique components on the vehicle that aren't affected by other components, etc. Voiding a warranty can be done very, very easily but it's one specific part that you might affect. You know, if you take this car and you lower it, you put it on new springs, they're probably not, and you blow one of your shocks, they're probably not going to cover the shocks because they can very easily say, well, the shocks weren't made to run with a lower heighted spring, therefore they blew out because of the modification you did. Lowering springs, though, is not going to void the warranty on something on the interior or head unit stops working. It has no relation to the spring itself. There's no way they can tie those two together and say your part caused this because of that. So basically the law here in the US is that the auto manufacturer has to be able to say that the thing that you've done has caused the failure, which means that they are not entitled to cover it. Now keep in mind, I don't know exactly what that process is, but you know, if there's a gray area, the dealer's probably going to win because you'd have to probably sue them, or, you know, take it, or not the dealer, but really in this case, Subaru of America is the one making the decisions related to warranty claims. So yeah, you can't just void the entire car's warranty. Let me talk quickly about kind of how this relates to maintenance. So regarding maintenance of vehicles, here in the US as well, it is illegal for the manufacturer to require you get the vehicle serviced at the dealer. What that means is they can't force you to maintain your car with the dealer, pay dealer prices, and they can control the prices and make them as expensive as they want, etc. They have to kind of keep it like a free market system. You have to be able to go service your dealer at other independent service facilities. And what that means is at home also qualifies. The part of this that is a little bit gray area or a little bit confusing to people is that in the event of a failure, let's say I had a ringland issue here on this car, and I go to the dealer and they look up in their system, hey, we've never seen you here for an oil change. You've never been, this VIN number has never been registered as serviced by a Subaru dealer. It's then your responsibility to be able to prove that the car has been maintained. What that means is, in my case, I keep records. I keep an Excel spreadsheet of the mileage, date, type of oil I used, filter I used, etc. I also keep the receipts for all those things. I have these videos here to show them the service was in fact performed. But this is a responsibility of me as the owner to say, hey, in case of a failure, I have to be able to prove to Subaru that no, this car was in fact maintained and not neglected. There's always that kind of loophole in the warranty that if they can prove that you've abused the car or neglected the car or somehow not maintained it, then of course they're not going to cover it because it's not their responsibility if you're not following their rules. So in summary, you can void your warranty very easily. Certain parts, replacing parts, they're not going to replace an aftermarket part with a stock part if the aftermarket part caused an issue. For instance, throwing new wheels and tires on the car. In theory, they could probably tie that to something like the steering rack. Oh, you put wider wheels and tires, not made to handle the extra traction and extra forces on turning the bigger wheels and tires. I have a feeling that they probably wouldn't balk at that, but they might. Something, if they can tie whatever modification you've done to some other system and prove that that has in fact caused the failure, maybe it'll happen. Something to keep in mind. It's not going to void your entire car warranty though. Servicing it yourself here in the US is totally acceptable as long as you can prove and comfortably prove that the maintenance has been done. Sure, there is some gray area. You might get a dealer or an auto manufacturer that says like, no, this isn't good enough proof. How do I know that you did it to your car? And then that is a risk. That is a potential risk that you take. I think for the most part, most dealers and auto manufacturers, as long as you can prove that you have a list of service dates, receipts showing the parts and mileages, and it doesn't look fudged, it looks legit, you'll probably be okay. And you've used oil and fluids and filters that meet or exceed their specifications. If you go and put in oil that's not on the approved oil list, you're pretty much out of luck probably. Alrighty, Fimoto drain valve did really well. No leaks, super clean down here. Time to pull the oil filter. I don't know if I can do this with my hand. I might need the tool. I need the tool. I showed you guys this last video, but FYI, this tool is available on Amazon. It's cool because it basically rotates on this thing. I might need both hands to do this for you. Clamp it on here. When you rotate, it grabs and squeezes. It's awesome. Prevents you from burning your hand on the headers. And yeah, it works really well. Valve closed, oil filter on. Got to get the shield panel, under panel back on, and then we can go to the top and finish up by putting the oil in. All right, verified all 3 bolts are back in. All 6 clips are back in, 3 on each side. Should be good to go up top. Alrighty, car's mostly down, ready to throw in some oil. We're using Pennzoil Platinum. I just put this in the Forester as well. I used to use this in the WRX I had before. Does fine. And a lot of the Blackstone Lab reports look like it does actually really well as well. This does meet or exceed the Subaru specifications laid out in the owner's manual, so this should be fine for warranty purposes. STIs take 4.5 quarts. The newer FA motors have a little bit bigger oil capacity. These are still at 4.5 with the oil filter change as well. So we're going to put in about 4. I might run it, see how it does, check the oil, put in another half quart. Should be good. As much as I like these winter wheels and tires, it's time to make the switch. As you can see, I don't know how bright it is out there for you guys, but you can see outside, it's about 60, 65 today. These got to come off. Summer's got to go back on. I'm a little bit worried. I don't know if you saw on the way in that the other side of the lift, I pulled very close to that edge. So the wider wheels and tires might be close to or hanging off that edge. I'm going to have to be careful swapping these when I back off. There they are, my setup. 265/35 18s. These are Mach 5 Motorsports, wicked awesome wheels. These are the Kumo PS91s. It's like Kumo's competitor to the Pilot Super Sports. So they've been really good so far. I haven't done like a major review on them or anything, but no issues thus far. I'm excited to get them off the rack and put them back on the car. A lot of people really like my winter tires over the, or my winter wheels over these wheels. I really like both. That's why I bought both. So I really like this look. I like these wheels with this kind of aggressive, chunky tread. Kind of looks rally car-ish in the winter. And then I like these lighter, wider, you know, more grip and stuff for the summer. I like the 5-spoke look, a little bit of dish to them. I think it looks pretty cool. So, got to swap them on there. Anyone curious? 235, 265. You can see contact patch is definitely wider. Alrighty, summer wheels are on. It's gonna settle a little bit. I gotta put some air in the tires, make sure they're up to what they should be. Suspension obviously hasn't settled back down after being on the jacks, but yeah, looking pretty good. Gotta throw these guys back on the rack up here. Rack is super cheap on Amazon. I'll give you a link if you want it. Yeah, so looking good. Oil's good, wheels are good. We're good. All right, dudes, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching as usual. Tips to remember: do some of your own service. Just keep records. It should not do anything to your warranty. Don't let people jackhammer air tool on your wheels because it's going to be super hard to get off in case of an emergency. And I guess that's all I got. So appreciate you guys watching. I got a track day coming up in like 2 weeks from today, actually. The day I'm filming this. It's like 2 weeks from Saturday. And I got to get a track inspection next week, so I might bring you guys along for that. We'll see if the shop's cool with it. And yeah, stay tuned. We got some cool stuff coming. Track days, Subaru mods, other maintenance, you know, just fun videos. Okay? See you next time. Bye-bye!